as the lid of security lifts off, the underlying...
Something missing. Do you know what that something is? It...
Foreign influence that we need to concern ourselves here. The only way we're going to get that info...
Me back now.
Visit avoid back. Here's being named the new director.
And the story, sort of went.
Be an easier road than Calvary. If it's going to the inside, my tears are holding back. But you saved me through what I would have seen it.
Tape their teeth into facts, yes. However, according to WebMD, procedure that requires removing an enamel to make your teeth more vulnerable.
Check out the home of truly free language.
Thousand of his lords, and he drank wine before the thousand. The three things that I want you to...
Richmond.
They don't have the right to kill American citizens.
There's this simplicity of starting with the food, where up to now, from the beginning, is a single pitch, which
This is not your quintessential crime as liberals would have you know it. There is a war going on against America. Let me backtrack. The 9/11 Commission report said they, meaning radical jihadists, this administration may not say there's a war on terror, but there is, that they were at war with us and that we were not at war with them. Now, we had a terrorist attack that took place in Boston. So this is beyond your quintessential criminal act. So this is an act of terror. And it was driven by a religious ideology that all of this now has pretty much been ascertained. So now the fact is we've got to get an understanding who else may be part of this war against us. Now, I'm not talking about killing him as a drone strike would. I'm talking about interrogating him till we're satisfied that we have the answers, where the financing came from. Is there a foreign influence involved in this? We also need to know, is this part of a broader plot or scheme to hurt Americans? The case is a slam dunk. This guy's done. His life is over. Life in prison, or he'll get the death penalty. It's not a question. I want to know what he knows, and I think we have a right as American citizens, for the safety of our citizens, to ask that. And, by the way, constitutionally, I believe it passes muster.
I disagree, just solely from the standpoint that
But there have been other cases that we pointed out yesterday where American citizens have been deemed enemy combatants.
We're on a slippery slope here.
Well, if that was the case, then this goes back to World War II and further.
Well, so do you agree with the internment of the Japanese?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that was a mistake. Of course.
Okay, so
it doesn't mean America doesn't make mistakes. Listen, here's the bottom line. As soon as you tell this 19-year-old that he has the right to remain silent, what do you think any good lawyer would tell him to do?
What they're going to tell him is they're going to tell him to remain silent until they can get in, and they could possibly extract the information from him by offering him a deal to save himself from the death penalty. That's what any good defense lawyer is going to do.
Yeah, but remember, another terror attack or a follow-up to this could be very time-sensitive. So while all that negotiation is going on and all that time passes, in the meantime, if this is part of a broader plot, then other Americans are going to be harmed when we could ascertain that information fairly easily if you have professional interrogators. It's a 19-year-old kid. He'd break, I would say, within a week. We'd have everything that we can get out of him.
And in a free society, we run risk. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah,
my
but we're not.
friend.
We're not. We are, but I don't even think it would be enhanced interrogation that's necessary.
I think that the young man is in a vulnerable position as it is. If you believe the reports that are coming out,
I don't really
he's
care
somewhat
about. Listen,
cooperative.
I care about.
म आउँदैछु कता घर आइपुग्यो
Constitutional historical precedent for this. So I'm just
आउनु गरेको थिएँ उठेन र
We do have to worry about a slippery slope. I'll concede that point, but this isn't a drone strike. This is asking questions and demanding answers to somebody that committed a horrific act of terror. And I think
Look,
at that
coffee
point,
मलाई पनि बनाएर खान्छ
you
मनी
view this
आइपुग्नु
as a criminal matter or an act of war, and I view it as the latter. I view terrorism as an act of war against the country. You get no information in all likelihood. You're not getting what's in the head. What's in his head is what matters.
कति बजे सकिया थियो काम आज
Anyway, we'll have to agree to disagree, as you said. All right, let's go to John, as you say, in Barbara, a liberal. Hanging out on State Street, smoking a little weed under the fig tree. What's going on?
That's just an assumption, Mr. Hayes.
No, I'm only teasing. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
I know.
By the way,
चाहिएको बेला यता र उता सार्नलाई त्यो गरेको राम्रो हो नि त त्यो सिकाउनु उनीहरूको लागि
would they
फाइदा
kick him
गर्नु
out?
Yes, they did.
The last I heard, they were letting homeless people sleep at like the city hall area.
Yeah, that's what they do. They keep them out of certain areas, which is understandable because we've got a lot of tourists.
Yeah. Well, I remember
त्यहाँबाट आएर उता युनिभर्सिटीमा गएर
hanging out at the fig
त्यो
tree.
गाउन सकिएर चाहिँ त्यहाँ गाउन अर्डर गरेर अनि आएको
People were drinking and smoking weed. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, that's true. Mr. Henry.
Yes, sir.
ल त्यहाँ हुँदो रहेछ यिनीहरूको जो फटफटी सकिँदो रहेछ अनि त्यो अर्डर गर्नुपर्छ रहेछ पैसा तिरेर अर्डर गरेर आएको $95
Well, let me ask you the same question. If it was your 19-year-old son that's being held, would
होइन
you want
आइसक्यो म
him to be given the Miranda rights?
If it was this case, I'll give
यो
you a
रेडियो
very
लाछु
fast
मैले
answer.
पनि
I would want my son interrogated, and I want any knowledge that he had about any evil, potential evil acts disclosed.
होइन त्यो रेडियो अफ गरेँ मैले अहिले त छैन आवाज पनि भात कहाँ जान्छ त नि फेरि ए उनीहरू गए सिन्थियाहरू गएछन् सिन्थियाहरू गए ए सिन्थियाहरू घर गएछन् भने क्या शुक्रबार आए होइन शनिबार आइतबार शनिबार आए सोमबार
Considered that. Why wouldn't you consider that?
Well, I looked up definition of weapons of mass destruction, and that's what I read.
Yeah, well, maybe the dictionary definition, maybe, look, they got to be careful they don't overcharge, but look, I'm sure there's many areas in the law that they could charge this guy. And as I
Yeah.
understand it, there are other charges coming.
Well, I'm just concerned about the WMD charge. I don't really, if that was considered a weapons of mass destruction, then you could say that Iraq had weapons of mass destruction. They had nails, you know, a pressure cooker, I'm sure. And I just find it ridiculous that he's not being tried for treason as a citizen. He is a citizen, and treason is to attempt to kill a sovereign nation, you know, people of a sovereign nation, and that's what he did.
I think that's a very valid point, and I think he probably should be. If he doesn't, I would agree with you.
Yeah, okay, well, I'd like to just hear what a lawyer might say. I'm really curious where this
I
is
think
going.
that would be a valid charge. I think there's so many that you could think of. Look, he's done. I mean, at the end of the day,
so.
I mean, it's a matter of, well, I can't see him ever getting out of jail, or frankly, I don't see a scenario in which he doesn't face the death penalty, but
I just don't trust the government, I guess, and I just hope that people in this country will start waking up. Whether these brothers acted alone, or it's a group or whatever, honestly, it doesn't matter. There are people in this country that are terrorists, whether I cannot prove that on the phone here, but people need to know that these borders are not secure. People have been coming in here for years, decades probably, and they don't like Americans, and for no other reason than that we're Americans. And I hope this country wakes up, because I'm worried. I think that this is going to be what we have to live with in the future, that they're going to target soft targets like this, and they're not going to go after the military bases. They're going to go after...
भाषा त
पाक्यो मान्छे हो त्यतिखेर कस्तो राखेको देख्छु अरे त्यो क्यामेराकै कमालो लोन है आइफोन उ चाहिँ किन जानु पर्यो भएन साह्रै आइफोन यो मेरो अब क्यामेराको जमान गइसक्यो त्यो फुललाई बसेर त्यत्रो फेर फात्र आउनु दिनु होला नि है फुल बसेर पुतो त्यो अगाडि पनि